Have you ever wondered why gold still gets mentioned as real money, even though today's dollars, euros, and yen are basically just fancy government IOUs printed on paper? Or worse, just numbers on a screen? Central bankers love to tell us gold is a barbarous relic, a dusty antique that belongs in museums, not modern economies. And yet, they can't help themselves. They keep hoarding gold in giant vaults, guarding it like dragons on treasure piles. So, what gives? Why the contradiction? Let's dig into why gold became money in the first place, and why the powers that be roll their eyes at it but still bow down to it. Let's rewind a few thousand years. Back then, people were tired of bartering. Swapping cows for chickens works only when both sides want what each other offers, which does not always happen. So societies went looking for something better, a universal medium of exchange and a store of value. Gold won the contest, and here's why. It doesn't go bad. Grain rots. Cows die. Seashells break. Gold, meanwhile, just sits there, shiny and smug, basically immortal. That permanence builds trust. It's pretty. Humans across cultures have always gone nuts for shiny stuff. Gold was the Beyoncé of the ancient world, glamorous, rare, and universally admired. It's divisible. Melt it, chop it, reshape it, the value stays the same. If we, for example, slice a cow in half, then we'd get two halves of a dead cow. Their value would drop quickly. Not ideal. It's also portable. A pocket full of gold coins beats dragging sacks of wheat across town. It's also universal. You could drop a gold coin in Rome, India, or China, and people would recognize its value instantly.
And here's a sneaky bonus point. Gold is almost useless industrially. That sounds bad, but it's actually great for money. Gold doesn't get eaten up by factories or power plants, so its supply stays relatively steady. Silver, by contrast, used to be gold's sidekick in the money world, and it worked for centuries. But by the 19th century, silver got gobbled up for photography, electronics, and industrial stuff. That messed with its supply, made its price swingy, and eventually pushed it out of the serious money role. Gold, on the other hand, never really got hijacked by industry. It just stayed as money. So gold didn't become money because some king declared it. It won the game naturally, by market forces. Empires rose, empires fell, and gold just kept doing its thing. So why do people still call gold real money today? Let's break it down. Reason number one, it keeps governments honest. When money is tied to gold, politicians can't just fire up the printing presses every time they overspend. Want more money in circulation? Dig it out of the ground first. Gold is like a leash on government finances, forcing them to stay at least somewhat disciplined. Reason number two, it holds value over time. An ounce of gold buys roughly the same amount of stuff now as it did thousands of years ago. A Roman senator could buy a fancy toga with an ounce of gold. Today, that same ounce of gold buys you a sharp, tailored suit. Meanwhile, paper money just melts away with inflation. $1 in 1920 has the buying power of about $15 today. That's like your great-grandpa saying, "Back in my day, a soda cost a nickel," and actually being right. Number three, it's global. No matter what language you speak or what flag you salute, everyone recognizes gold. You don't need to trust another government's funny money. Gold works everywhere. Number four, it's a safe haven. When the world goes sideways, wars, crashes, inflation, chaos, people run to gold. Owning gold is basically the financial version of hiding under the bed with a baseball bat. It doesn't solve the problem, but you feel a whole lot safer having it.
Now, let's be fair. Gold isn't perfect as money. It, too, has baggage. First problem, it's heavy and clunky. Imagine trying to pay for your morning coffee with a gold coin. You'd be standing there while the cashier whips out a scale and a magnifying glass. Not exactly swipe to pay. That's why paper money was invented as an IOU certificate saying, "Relax, there's real gold in the vault backing this note." Second problem, gold can strangle growth. The money supply depends on how much you can dig out of the ground. If trade and population grow faster than the gold supply, you get deflation. Prices fall, businesses struggle, workers lose jobs. Great if you're a dragon sitting on a hoard, terrible if you're an inventor trying to sell your new gadget. Third problem, sudden gold discoveries can wreak havoc. Spain brought home mountains of gold and silver from the Americas in the 1500s, and Europe's prices shot up like crazy. Too much treasure too quickly, basically the first recorded case of monetary inflation. But the biggest issue isn't weight or supply. The real drama is this love-hate relationship central bankers have with gold. In the beginning, banks issued paper money backed by gold for convenience. Your dollar bill once literally said "redeemable in gold at the Treasury." It was just a receipt for the shiny stuff in a vault. But central bankers looked at that setup and thought, hold on, why are we handcuffing ourselves to a pile of gold bars? If we ditch gold, we can print as much money as we want. And that's when the romance soured. After World War II, the US dollar became the world's reserve currency. America promised it was backed by gold, so everyone else trusted it. But by the 1960s, Uncle Sam was spending like there was no tomorrow. Vietnam War, welfare programs, you name it. Dollars flooded the world, and other countries started cashing in their dollars for gold as they no longer trusted the clearly oversupplied green papers. By 1971, the U.S. gold vault was running dry. So President Nixon went on national TV and announced the official end of gold backing U.S. dollars. Poof, the last link between paper money and gold was severed. From then on, every major currency became fiat money, meaning it has value simply because governments say so. Once unchained from gold, central bankers turned into wizards with unlimited spells. Need to juice the economy? Print $1 trillion overnight. Housing market shaky? Slash interest rates to zero. Stock market sad? Buy bonds, mortgages, even stocks if you have to. Sounds magical, right? Well, magic has side effects. Without gold enforcing discipline, easy money encourages reckless speculation. Real estate booms, stock bubbles, crypto frenzies. Eventually, the music stops, bubbles burst, and panic sets in. That's when central bankers charge back in, hoses blazing, printing even more money to save the system. And then they pat themselves on the back. See, without fiat, we couldn't have fixed this crisis. It's like watching an arsonist set your house on fire, then show up in a firefighter's hat yelling, "Good thing I showed up to put it out." Gold, by contrast, prevents the fire from getting that big in the first place. You can't flood the economy with unlimited liquidity when the money supply is chained to a pile of metal. Here's another fun fact. Fiat currencies have a terrible track record. Throughout history, governments just couldn't resist the temptation to overprint. From ancient China's paper money to Weimar Germany to Zimbabwe, the story is always the same. Too many notes chasing too few goods. Result? Collapse. And when fiat collapses, society always runs back to hard money like gold and silver. That's why even today, central bankers publicly dismiss gold as obsolete, but quietly hoard it. The U.S. has Fort Knox. Europe hides vaults of it underground. China and Russia have been stacking it like squirrels with acorns since the 2000s. If gold is such a barbarous relic, why do they cling to it? Because deep down, they know gold is the final boss of money. Paper burns. Gold lasts.
So here's the story in plain English.
Gold became money because it nailed the job of being a store of value and a medium of exchange. Central bankers hate it because it puts them on a leash. Fiat money gives them freedom, but also tempts them to print too much, causing bubbles and crises. Every time a bubble bursts, they ride in as heroes, forgetting they often stir it up in the first place. At its heart, this is a tug of war between discipline and temptation, and history shows we keep swinging between the two. So, next time you see a headline about central banks buying more gold, ignore what they say about gold being outdated and relics. Watch what they do. Because when the wizards stockpile shiny hard metals, it usually means they know the paper spells won't last forever.
If you enjoy the content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share the video to help this channel grow. Thank you.